Hello everyone. Today we'll be going with the key and non-key attributes, right? So previously we had went with the super keys, right? So now today we'll be discussing key and non-key attributes, right? So about the key attributes, let's go with the definition part first. So key attributes uniquely identify a record in the table. So we'll be having certain records in the table, right? So key attributes are mainly used or key attributes uniquely identify a record in the table. Example, if we consider the student table with number of uh, columns, right? So we can identify the records based on the student ID. That's what the key attributes mainly help on, right? So mainly helps us, right? So what does non-key attributes do? Non-key attributes basically depend on the key but not uniquely identify the rows, right? So it depends upon the key attributes but do not uniquely identify the rows, right? So this is about the key and non-key attributes, right? So here in simple terms, before considering the example, I just want to tell you one thing. So in a relational table, whenever in a relation, right? So in a relation means in a table basically, right? So key attributes are always the part of the primary key. Just remember this one. In a relation or the table, so key attributes are part of the primary key. Basically it helps enforce certain uniqueness, right? So it helps in enforcing certain uniqueness, right? So what does non-key attributes do? Non-key attributes are any columns that don't participate in uniquely identifying the rows. So basically, as per the definition also, we have discussed the same thing. Non-key attributes are any columns that don't participate in uniquely identifying rows but hold relevant information about the entity, but it holds some relevant information about the entity, right? So this is about the key and the non-key attribute. So let me consider a very simple example here. So we are having the database named YT test here, you can clearly see, right? So this one I'm speaking of. Let me do one thing. I'll just go with the use. uh, so here, yeah, let me consider the database here, database name. So let me give go here. So let's create some table named students, right? So I'll just go with the create table students. So within the students table, let me go with the parameters. This one, student ID, name, age, and course. You can go with anything. So for this particular example, I'll be going with student ID first. Student ID. So this one, let me mark this one as primary key as well. Primary key. Second thing, I'll just go with the name. Let me go with the name. So let me give this one and varchar of 100 is more than enough. So this is fine. So what happened to this one? Yeah, this is fine, man. So next, let me go with the age. Again, this is of the type int, and the final one is, let me go with the course. Let me go with the course. So this one again, I'll just give here varchar n varchar. So this is 100 as well. So let me go with the go keyword. Let me go with the go keyword, right? So here, mm, let's insert certain values, man. Let's insert certain values. Now we have successfully created the table student, this one, students table. So let's insert certain values. So we have the parameter student ID, name, age, and course. Name, age, and course, right? So here, let me paste this one. So we are inserting values here. See, 1 Bharadwaj 21. So this one course is SQL mastery, and I have considered Alex here. So ID is 2, age is 22, and this one course is data science. This is fine. So next, let's select all the students here. I'll just go with select star from students. So let me select the student, right? So here, let me explain this one very quickly here. So we are going with the this database name. So this switches to the YT test database basically, right? So we have successfully created the students table, right? This one, basically this defines the schema of the student ID as the key attribute. Here you can clearly see primary key. I have marked this one as primary key, right? So this defines the schema with the student ID as the key attribute. So other fields, whatever I have considered here, name, age, course, right? So these are non-key attributes according to with the definition. This one is the key attribute because I have marked this one as the primary key. Other fields, so other fields, when I say other fields, here we have name, age and course, right? Parameters of the fields, whatever you call. So this one, name, age, course, so these are non-key attributes, right? So uh, basically whatever I have made use of here, this one, insert into here, this part, insert into this adds the sample records. We are adding with we are adding the sample records, right? So with the id 1, name Bharadwaj, 21 age, and the this one, course SQL mastery, same thing. We have went with the second this one as well, another record as well, basically id 2, Alex, 22, and data science, right? So this one we are selecting start from students, whatever I have written. So this displays the table. So whenever if I click execute, or right, yeah, if I click execute button, now this has to display the table consisting of the Bharadwaj, this one, ID, name, age, and course, both Bharadwaj and Alex, this one, ID 1 and 2, right? So let's see, let me click on execute here. So you can clearly see here, student ID, we have inserted two, this one, right? Two records basically. So here, one, student ID 1, Bharadwaj, age 21, course SQL Mastery. Same thing, student ID 2, Alex, age 22, and course data science, right? So we are getting the correct output. Basically, these two lines we have to remember. So this is the key attribute. We have marked this one as primary key, student ID, and also the name, varchar. So sorry, name I have given here, right? So name, age, and course. So these are the non-key attributes, man. So I hope this part is completely clear. This is one of the simple examples for the key and non-key attributes, right? So here, student ID 1 and 2 are completely unique, right? So student ID 1 and 2 are completely unique. So student ID is nothing but the key attribute here, right? So name, age, and course, here you can just check this column, name, age, and course, right? So name, age, and course, this one. So these values are repeated. So repeated values are allowed here. So we don't have repeated values because I have not given any repeated values here. We have not inserted any report values in the record. So here repeated values are allowed here, and they are non-key attributes, and they are non-key attributes, name, age, and course, right? So I hope this part is completely clear. Let me summarize this one before moving to the next topic. So basically, key attributes help identify the records uniquely. Key attributes help identify the records uniquely, first thing. And non-key attributes describe the entity but do not ensure uniqueness. Non-key attributes describe the entity but do not ensure uniqueness. So you have to keep this mind, have to keep these two things in the mind. Key attributes help identify the records uniquely, whereas non-key attributes describe the entity but do not ensure uniqueness, right? So this is about the key and non-key attributes, simple example, right? I hope the concept of key and non-key attributes are completely clear. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.